the Sustainable Hour.
For green, clean, sustainable Geelong. The Sustainable Hour.
We would like to acknowledge that we are broadcasting from the Bunwarran country today, and we pay our respects to the Bunwarran people, past, present, and most definitely today, the future generations, considering that we're here at the Albert Park College.
And this is a live program where we are broadcasting outside our studio, outside the bunker. Jackie.
They let us out.
That's great to get out here. A bit of extra space. And we have 200 people here in front of us who are, in a way, in our studio as we're broadcasting. So welcome to all of you as well. And welcome to the listeners. Good morning, as we usually say. Good morning, Jackie. And good morning to Rusty today over with all the buttons and his earphones on and making sure everything technically works as well. Fingers crossed. Let's see how, because it's going to be a challenging program. Lots of things in the program. Maybe we should jump straight into it.
Well, yeah, we've got so many kids today that we'll introduce as we go along. But first of all, we've got Eloisa, who is going to welcome us.
Yeah.
Hey, Eloisa, thank you.
And I should mention that we have decided to call the hour something about Fridays for Future, the hashtag Fridays for Future, because there was this big school strike. And actually the reason we came out to you was because we were curious and wanted to have a bit of a dialogue with you so that our listeners can also hear more views on what's next, because that was a major event that happened last Friday. Around the planet, something like 1.5 million students went to the street, to the squares in front of parliaments and so on, just to tell the politicians that you're not happy with the way things are going.
I'm Eloisa. I'm a Year 11 student here at Albert Park College, and today I'm going to be discussing the incredibly powerful school strike for climate movement and really my experience within it. As many of you may know, last Friday, on the 15th of March, students from all across the globe left their classes in strike of climate change and the lack of action that is being taken by governments within nations. Overall, I think there was an estimated of 1.5 million people all over the world, and with over 40,000 here in Melbourne alone. As someone who is deeply concerned about the state of our world, and especially someone that's in my youth and worrying that I and future generations will live in a world that's polluted by the inaction of governments and the inaction of politicians, I found it so incredibly empowering and inspiring seeing people from all walks of life, all ages, come together because of a shared desire for change. And it was actually really quite an emotional event for myself and I think for many people, because it really showed that the youth are here and that we're here to stay and we're not going to go away until we get real meaningful action on climate change. And you know, I was standing in front of thousands of people who cared exactly like me, and I guess the main feeling, the main emotion was hope. I was feeling extremely hopeful because there were students as young as 11 from our school, Year 7 students, coming and sharing this desire for change. Because we all know that we're in a state of climate catastrophe, or heading to one. In 12 years we reached the tipping point. But after last Friday at the climate strike and the other Fridays for Futures and other actions that are being taken all over the world, I feel extremely hopeful that change is going to come. And in terms of what's next, we are going to continue to strike and protest and let our voices be heard until there is meaningful action on climate change.
Tell me, honestly, how was it then to wake up the next morning and coming to school on Monday? How was that feeling?
It was very, it's quite intangible. Immediately after I was quite tired because a lot of planning did go into it. But it just really, I just felt so hopeful. And coming back to school, I saw people come back to an environment outside of that strike. And I knew that we're all here together. And despite people, you know, that are older or politicians telling us that we're not good enough, we're here and we really will make a change.